Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, just about ready to begin our second game of the evening between the Lyon College Scots and the Webster University Gorlocks. Scots come into the ball game this evening with a record of 10-7 on the season. They are 7-3 in SLIAC conference play. They're coming off of a 121-116 loss at Greenville last Saturday. Webster comes into the ball game tonight with a record of 10-7 on the season. However, they're 9-1 in AMC play. SLIAC play. They're coming off the 84-77 win on Saturday over Fontbonne. Scots score 79.8 points per game on offense. They're giving up 73.8 points per game on defense. Webster comes into the ball game tonight averaging 73.1 points per game on offense, giving up 70.8 points per game. Scots have three players in double figures on the season. They're led by Colin McCullough, the senior out of North Little Rock, who's averaging 18.5 points per game. Frank Toney, the senior out of Long Island, New York, is averaging 15.6 points per game. And Colby West, the junior from Bradley, Arkansas, averaging 12 points per game. The Gorlocks have four players in double figures on the season. They're led by Jermard Sykes, who's averaging 12.6 points. Sebastian Reed also at 12.6 points. Carl Moore Jr. at 12.6 points. And Justin Hugo at 10.4 points per game. Webster defeated Lyon by a final score of 75-69 back on December the 5th in St. Louis. Colby West had 24 points in that game. Malik Madison had 12. Frank Toney had 11. Scots are 2-1 all time against Webster. They won last season at, or actually should say 1-2 all time against them, because they won 76-74 last year here in Becknell Gymnasium. They lost by a final score of 63-53 at Webster, and so Scots won the first game against them, but have lost two straight. When you look at the SLIAC conference standings coming into tonight's action, Spalding sits atop the conference at 10-1. Webster is in second at 9-1. Greenville a half game back at 9-2. Lyon in fourth place at 7-3. Then you've got Mississippi University for women at 5-5. Fontbonne at 4-6. Eureka at 4-7. Blackburn at 2-8. Westminster, who we will see Saturday, at 1-9, and Principia at 1-10. After tonight's ball game, Scots will host Westminster on Saturday in a game that will tip at 3 p.m. We'll have all of the action for you on the Scots Digital Network. And the Scots will go on the road for 4 games, as they will be at Principia on February 6th, at Fontbonne on February the 8th, at Eureka on February the 13th, and at Blackburn on February the 15th. Scots will be back in action here at Becknell Gymnasium for their final 2 regular season games, as they will host Spalding on Thursday, February the 20th at 7 p.m. and Greenville on Saturday, February the 22nd at 3 p.m. That will be Seniors Day, and we will have all of the action for you here on the Scots Digital Network. We're about 2 minutes or so away from the introduction of the starting lineups in first half action. We're going to take a break. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scots Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Backnell Gymnasium, where the Lyon College Scots getting set to take on the Webster University Gorlocks in a St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference matchup. Starting lineup set tonight for Webster at guard, a 6'2 junior out of St. Louis, Missouri, number 11, Jermard Sykes II. He's averaging 12.6 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. At guard, a 6'1 sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia, number 15, Sebastian Reed. Reed's averaging 12.6 points and 5.4 rebounds per game. At guard, a 5'10 senior out of St. Louis, Missouri, number 21, Gabe McCrary, averaging 5.5 points and 2.7 rebounds per game. At forward, a 6'3 senior out of St. Louis, Missouri, number 23, Josh Luster, averaging 8.2 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. And at forward, a 6'6 sophomore out of Houston, Texas, number 35, Justin Hugo, averaging 10.4 points and 5.1 rebounds per game. The Gorlocks are coached by Chris Bunch. For the Lyon College Scots tonight, at guard, a 6' senior out of Long Island, New York, number 2, Frank Toney. Frank's averaging 15.6 points per game and 4.9 rebounds per game. At guard, a 6'5 senior out of North Little Rock, Arkansas, number 4, Kylan McCullough. Kylan's averaging 18.5 points and 5.9 rebounds per game. At forward, a 6'7 junior out of Bradley, Arkansas, number 10, Kobe West, averaging 12 points and 7.1 rebounds per game. At forward, a 6'10 senior from Sacramento, California, number 20, Malik Madison. Malik's averaging 9.2 points and 6.2 rebounds per game. And at guard, a 6'5 freshman out of Norcross, Georgia, number 25, Kennedy Warren. Kennedy's averaging 3.5 points and 2.2 rebounds per game. Scots are coached by Rodney Mays. He is assisted by Saquon Rogers. So the Scots will be in their home white uniforms with blue letters outlined in red and blue stripes on the shorts and blue piping on the shirts. Webster will be in their road navy blue uniforms with yellow numbers, yellow lettering, yellow stripes down the side. They will move left to right on your computer screen here in the first half. Scots are going to move right to left. It'll be Malik Madison to jump at center court for the Scots. It will be Justin Hugo for the Gorlocks, and we're just about ready for basketball action here from Backnell Gymnasium. So I'm not sure what the officials are talking about here. They're looking at the coaches. There's must be something wrong with the scorebook. They're going to send Kylan McCullough to the free throw line. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the issue is. This is going to be an administrative technical foul, looks like. So they're going to talk about this. Very confused here. I've never, of course, we're not privy to what's going on up here. We can't really hear anything, but Coach Bunch obviously pleading his case. Something was not correct in the book, and so Kylan McCullough is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a free throw. And it's on the way and good. So Kylan McCullough with his first point of the basketball game. It's the first lead for the Scots. And now we're going to jump at center court. So it was an administrative deal. I'll find out at halftime specifically what's going on, and then we'll talk about it as we get ready to go to the second half. It is Malik Madison at center court. It is Justin Hugo jumping for Webster, and we're ready for action. Scots lead it 1-0. Opening tip is going to be controlled by the Scots. Frank Tony's going to get it. He's going to go strong to the basket. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to Justin Hugo. 1-0 Scots just underway as the Scots got an administrative technical to start the ball game. Hugo with the basketball on the left baseline. He'll get it out to Luster. This is McCrary with the basketball. 15 is Reed. Luster with the basketball, 8 on the shot clock. Step back, long three on the way. It's off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Colin McCullough. Scots with the basketball in the front court. Frank Tony. Colin McCullough now. Entry pass goes into Madison through his hands. It was a little too tall for Malik, out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. It is Webster basketball. 19-17 left to go here in the opening half. Scots lead it 1-0. Luster. This is McCrary now with the basketball, guarded by Frank Tony. Luster now at the right side, back to McCrary, left wing over to Reed. Entry pass goes into Hugo. He spins. He's going to go to the basket. Layup up and good. Justin Hugo with the first 2 points of the basketball game. First lead of the ball game for Webster. It's 2-1. Scots with their second offensive possession. Malik Madison with the basketball. He's going to hand it off to Frank Tony. He'll get it to Kennedy Warren on the right side. Warren leaves it for Colby West. Colby West now back to Warren. Three-pointer. Right corner on the way. Off the iron, no good. Colin McCullough with the rebound. He'll get it out to Colby West. Frank Tony now, left side of the floor. Kennedy Warren, he's going to take it. Running reverse layup, up and good. Kennedy Warren with his first 2 points of the basketball game. 3-2. Scots lead it. 18-15 left to go here in the opening half. Luster with the basketball. He's guarded by Colby West. Entry pass over on the right side to McCrary. Walked with the basketball. Turnover. It's Scots basketball. Colby West will trigger it in. He gets it into Frank Tony. 18:05 left to go here before halftime. Scots lead this one 3-2. Kennedy Warren, entry pass goes into Colin McCullough on the right elbow. Back to Frank Tony, three-pointer right wing on the way, good! Frank Tony drains his first 3 of the basketball game. It's the first for the Scots. Scots lead it 6-2. 17:43 left to go here before halftime. Hugo with the basketball at the top of the key. He's going to hand it off to Sykes. Sykes, they'll get it out to McCrary. Back to Reed, three-pointer, top of the key, on the way, and good. Sebastian Reed, his first 3 of the basketball game. It's the first 3. Entry pass goes in from Malik Madison. It's knocked away and stolen by Webster into the front court with the basketball. Reed, left wing McCrary. They're going to get it to Sykes. Long 3 on the way. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison. 6-5, Scots lead it. Kennedy Warren with the basketball. Now he'll get it to Frank Tony. McCullough on the left wing. Back to Tony. Scott's passing around the perimeter. Entry pass goes into Colby West at the right elbow. West tries to get it to McCullough, out of bounds. It is a turnover, and it is Webster basketball. Gabe McCrary with the basketball, guarded by Frank Tony. He'll get it across the timeline. This is Reed. Has the ball knocked away and stolen. Colin McCullough with it. He's going to take it. He's going to go all the way. Running layup, good. Colin McCullough with his first basket of the ball game. He's got 3. 8-5. Scots by 3. 16:25 left to go here in the first half. McCrary into the front court. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched off the Scots. Number 24, Carl Moore Jr. will check in. He is going to replace Justin Hugo. Webster will inbound the basketball in the front court. They'll get it into Sykes. He has the ball stolen by Frank Tony, and they're going to call a foul on Sykes. That'll be Sykes' first personal foul. It'll be the first team foul. And so the Scots will have the basketball in the backcourt. 8-5, 16-10 left to go here in the first half. Frank Tony into the front court with the basketball. Entry pass goes into Malik Madison at the left elbow. Had the ball knocked away. Colin McCullough tracks it down. Colin with the basketball. Frank Tony right wing. Frank is going to put it on the floor. Drive, kicks it out. McCullough three-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. Kennedy Warren skies for the rebound. Kobe West comes away with it. His follow-up and good. Kobe West, his first 2 points of the basketball game. 10-5. Scots by 5. 15:38 left to go here in the first half. Into the front court with the basketball. Sebastian Reed drives, has his shot blocked by Madison. Scots come away with it. Frank Tony quickly into the front court. Colin McCullough left wing. He's going to take it, go all the way to the basket, throws it up, and in. Colin McCullough now with 5 points. 12-5, 7-point Scott lead. 15-18 left to go here before halftime. McCrary into the front court with the basketball. Right side of the floor, guarded by Frank Tony. Sebastian Reed now at the top of the key. They'll swing it left side to Luster. He's guarded by Kobe West. Luster's going to pull up three-pointer on the way. It's an air ball, but the rebound comes off to Webster. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to Frank Tony. As McCrary couldn't find it. Up ahead to Malik Madison. Kobe West is going to get it. Layup, up and good. Kobe West went out with 4 points. Whistle, full timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scots Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, where the Lyon College Scots lead the Webster University Gorlocks 14-5, 14:45 left to go here in the opening half. Scots are going to send out Malik Madison, John Paul Morgan, John Zell Bush, Frank Tony, and Colin McCullough on the floor. So John Paul Morgan, 6'2 senior out of Moorfield, his first action of the afternoon. John Zell Bush, 6'2 sophomore guard out of Columbus, Georgia, his first action of the evening. Webster with the basketball. This is Reed. He's guarded by Colin McCullough. He'll get it inside to Carl Moore Jr., who's going to drive to the basket. Shot up, no good. Whistle, foul. He's going to go to the line for two. I believe they're going to call that one on Malik. They do. That is Malik's first personal foul. It is the first team foul on the Scots, and at the line to shoot two, Carl Moore Jr. His first free throw on the way off the back of the iron, no good. Checking in for Webster, number 2, Jonah Hibbert. His first action of the evening. Second free throw from Moore on the way and good. That's his first point of the basketball game. 14-6. Scots lead it. Frank Tony with the basketball. Scots set their offense. J.P. Morgan at the right elbow. Back to McCullough. Three-pointer left wing off the back of the iron. No good rebound fought for. And Hugo comes away with it. He's back into the ball game as well. Hibbert with the basketball. Sykes, Hugo. Moore's trying to back in. Madison blocks his shot. Malik erased it. John Paul Morgan came away with the basketball, and the ball knocked out of bounds last touched off the hands of Carl Moore Jr. So it's Scott's basketball. They lead it 14-6, 13:43 left to go here in the opening half. Frank Toney with the basketball into the front court. He'll hand the basketball off to Jonzel Bush. John Paul Morgan at the left elbow. He'll get it back to Bush. This is Frank Toney with 8 on the shot clock. Frank gets a screen for Malik. Tries to get it to a cutting Jonzel. Ball's knocked away and stolen by Webster. Reed. Sykes, three-pointer, right wing on the way, no good. Rebound comes off to John Paul Morgan. Quickly into the front court, Jonzel Bush. Frank Toney right side. Frank's going to take it, go all the way to the basket, hands it off to Malik Madison. His shot up, no good, whistle, foul. He's going to go to the line for 2, as they're going to call that one on 35. That is Justin Hugo. His first personal foul, second team foul, and big Malik Madison will be at the line to shoot 2. Malik, the 6'10 senior out of Sacramento, California. First free throw for Malik, in and out, no good. Coming in for Webster, number 1, Alpha Diallo. His first action. 6'3 senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. Luke Bridges will check in for Malik if he hits his free throw. He does not. And the rebound comes off to Hibbert. So Malik missed them both. Lead is still 14-6, 12:52 left to go here in the first half. Diallo with the basketball. Guarded by Colin McCullough. He's going to pull up right elbow. Shot on the way and good. Alpha Diallo, his first 2 points of the basketball game, 14-8. Entry pass ahead to Malik Madison. His shot up, no good. Whistle foul. He's going to go to the line for 2. As they're going to call that one on number 24, Carl Moore Jr. That'll be his first personal foul. It will be the third team foul, and right back at the line is Malik Madison. Free throw on the way from Malik is good. That's his first point of the basketball game. 15-8. He can make the lead 8 right here. And he does. Luke Bridges checks in to replace Malik Madison. Luke, the 6'8 senior forward out of Memphis, Tennessee, his first action of the evening. So it's John Paul Morgan, Luke Bridges, Jonzel Bush, Frank Toney, Colin McCullough on the floor for the Scots, who lead it by 8, 16-8, 12:25 left to go before halftime. Sykes with the basketball, crossover dribble. Three-pointer, right wing, on the way, no good. Rebound comes off to Sykes. Diallo, step back 3, on the way, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound tipped up. Moore, his shot no good, gets his own rebound. His shot up and good. Carl Moore Jr. now with his first basket. He's got 3. It's 16-10. Frank Toney with the basketball. Jonzel Bush right side. Luke Bridges now. Luke tries to get it to John Paul Morgan, has the ball knocked away and stolen. Hibbert gives it up to Sykes. Sykes quickly ahead. There's a shot blocked by McCullough. Oh my gosh! What a terrible call. That's horrible. First personal foul on Colin McCullough. Second team foul. At the line to shoot 2 will be Alpha Diallo. I'm not real sure how you can get a cleaner block than that. Diallo's first free throw on the way is good. That's his third point of the basketball game. Josh Luster checks back in. He's going to replace Carl Moore Jr. 16-11. Diallo can cut it to 4 here. Free throw on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound comes off to Colin McCullough. Scots with the basketball and in the 5-point lead, 11:42 left to go here before halftime. Colin, Luke Bridges, he's going to go strong to the basket. His layup up, no good. Rebound comes off to Sykes. Jamard Sykes with the basketball. They'll swing it right side. This is Diallo now down to Hugo. Back to Hibbert. Hugo spins, layup up and good. Justin Hugo. with 4 whistle timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. With that, we'll take a break in the action. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scott's Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, 11-17 left to go here in the first half. Scots lead at 16-13. John Paul Morgan, Frank Toney, Malik Madison, Colin McCullough, Jonzel Bush on the floor for the Scots. Scots have the basketball. Into the front court, Colby West is going to check in at the next break for the Scots. Frank Toney with the basketball. He's going to pull up, shot on the way. It's short, rebound. Comes off to Luster. Quickly into the front court with the basketball. Diallo with it. He'll get it to Sykes. Now this is Hugo with it on the left block. He's going to go to work, stops in the lane, loses the basketball. Colin McCullough steals it away. Colin with the basketball now into the front court. He'll get it to John Paul Morgan. Frank Toney on the right wing. Frank gets it out to McCullough. Three-pointer on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Alpha Diallo. Into the front court with the basketball. Luster had the ball almost knocked away. Now up top, three-pointer, top of the key, on the way, off the iron, no good. Luster with the rebound. His follow shot, no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison. Scots with the basketball and a chance to build on the three-point lead. 10-15 left to go here before halftime. Frank with the basketball. Jonzel Bush on the right wing. Colin McCullough right side of the floor. He's going to put it on the floor, drives to the basket. His running layup, up and good. Colin McCullough now with 7 points in the basketball game. 18-13, 5-point Scott lead, 9:55 left to go here in the first half. Into the front court with the basketball, Hibbert. Whistle, they're going to call a foul, I believe, on John Paul Morgan. That'll be JP's first personal foul. It'll be the third team foul. Back in for the Scots. Colby West in for the first time this evening. Number 30, Tucker Cunningham, 6'2" freshman guard out of Searcy. John Paul Morgan and let's see who the other Scott was. Frank Toney came off, so it is Cunningham, Bush, Madison, West, and McCullough on the floor for the Scots. Webster with the basketball. That's Luster. Gets it off to Diallo. 10 on the shot clock. Luster falls down with the basketball. There's a scramble for it, and Coach Rodney Mays did not agree with the call. They're going to say it's off the Scots, out of bounds. Webster will inbound the basketball with 4 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to inbound it in the corner. Luster will trigger it in. They're not going to get shot off. Shot clock violation. Hibbert didn't have a clue where he was at, what was going on. McCrary is going to check back in. He's going to replace Hibbert. And it'll be Scots basketball. 9:27 left to go here before halftime. Scots lead at 18-13. Tucker Cunningham with the basketball into the front court for the Scots. Now this is Colby West. Bush on the right side of the floor. Colin McCullough. Tucker Cunningham. Jonzel Bush, three-pointer on the way. It's short. Rebound comes off to Jalen Davis. Diallo almost threw the basketball away. Luster comes away with it. Davis. There's a reverse layup up, no good. Rebound comes off to Kylan McCullough. Scott's with the basketball and a chance to build on a lead. Tucker Cunningham. John Zell Bush, entry pass goes into Kobe West, into Malik Madison, had the ball knocked away and stolen by Carl Moore Jr. Into the front court with the basketball. Luster hands it off to Diallo on the right side. Entry pass goes into Moore. Back out to Luster. 15 on the shot clock. Luster is going to take it, tries to kick it back out. He does. That's McCrary. 8 on the shot clock. Step back three-pointer on the way, and it is good by number 23, Josh Luster. That's his first three of the basketball game. It's the second for Webster. 18-16, 2-point Scott lead, 8:05 left to go here in the first half. Tucker Cunningham, John Zell Bush. Cunningham again with the basketball. Bush on the right wing, 14 on the shot clock. Kobe West, three-pointer left wing on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound comes off to Webster. McCrary with the basketball into the front court. He'll get the right side of the floor. He's guarded by Tucker Cunningham. Diallo with the basketball now on the right side, guarded by Cunningham. Diallo takes it strong to the basket. His layup up no good, gets his own rebound. Follow shot good. 5 points for Diallo. We're tied at 18. Trenton Bell's going to check in at the next break for the Scots. 7:23 left to go here before halftime. McCullough. He's going to take it, drive to the basket, running layup, good. Kylan McCullough now with 9 points here in the first half. Scott's back in the lead, 20-18, 7:10 left to go here in the first half. Frank Toney's going to check in the next break along with Trenton Bell. Diallo, this is McCrary. May have got away with the walk, throws it up, ball knocked out of bounds, last touched off the hands of Malik Madison. Frank Toney back in. Justin Hugo back in for Webster, in for the first time tonight. Trenton Bell, 6'5", senior guard out of Cave City. His first action. Kennedy Warren's going to check back in for the Scots. Back in for Webster, Sebastian Reed and Jermard Sykes, the second. So the Scots have Frank Toney, Colby West, Malik Madison, Kennedy Warren, Trenton Bell on the floor. 6:54 left to go here in the first half. Sebastian Reed, his shot up no good. Rebound comes off to the Scots. Scots looking to build on a 2-point lead, 20-18, 6:40 left to go here before halftime. Frank Toney, right side of the floor. Kennedy Warren, Colby West. Down in the left corner to Bell. Bell's going to take it, drive to the basket, has his shot blocked. Malik Madison got the rebound. His follow shot was short. McCrary's going to take it, running layup, up no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison. They'll get it up ahead to Bell. Bell going to go strong to the basket, has his shot blocked. Scots will have the basketball with 6:15 left to go here before halftime. They lead it 20-18. Frank Toney will trigger it in on the baseline. He'll get it in to Kennedy Warren. Bell down to Frank Toney in the left corner. Colby West at the left elbow. Back to Toney. Three-pointer, left corner. On the way, good! Frank Toney drains his second three. It's the second three of the ball game. Frank's got 6. Scott's by 5, 23-18. 5:53 left to go here in the first half. Hugo with the basketball, left elbow. Gets it to McCrary. Now back to Hugo. This is Reed. McCrary, 10 on the shot clock. Sykes, his running shot up and good. Sykes with his first 2 points of the basketball game. 23-20. 3-point Scots lead, 5:28. Bell, three-pointer, right corner on the way, no good. Rebound comes off to McCrary. Kylan McCullough is going to check in at the next break for the Scots. McCrary's going to take it, has his shot up and good. His first 2 points of the basketball game, 23-22, 1 point, Scott lead. 5:05 left to go here in the first half. Frank Toney Tries to get it to Kennedy Warren, cutting to the basket, thrown out of bounds. It will be Gorlock's basketball. McCullough's going to check in, replaces Trenton Bell. McCrary across the timeline, guarded by Frank Toney. Sebastian Reed on the right side, guarded by Colin McCullough. Back down to McCrary in the right corner. Hugo now at the right block. Back out, McCrary. Gets it to Sebastian Reed. And the ball's going to be stolen away by Frank Toney. Frank with the basketball. He's going to get it. His running layup, up no good. Rebound tipped out. And we're going to get a run out on the other end. Layup up and good by number 24, Carl Moore Jr. He's got 5 points in the basketball game. Webster back in the lead, 24-23. Matches their largest lead of the basketball game. Kobe West with the basketball. Has the ball knocked away, but he gets it back. Frank Toney down in the right corner with the basketball. 10 on the shot clock. Colin McCullough, three-pointer left wing on the way off the iron. No good. Rebound comes off to Justin Hugo. Into the front court, McCrary with the basketball, left side of the floor. He'll bring it over to the right side. Hands it off to Reed. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound tipped up, and Hugo comes away with it. His follow shot, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched off of Webster. It'll be Scott's basketball. Alpha Diallo will check back in. He's going to replace Carl Moore Jr. 24-23. Webster leads by 1. 3:33 left to go here before halftime. At halftime, we'll take a minute break and then be back. They're going to recognize the Lyon College men's golf team that won the USCAA National Championship this year. We'll let you hear the fanfare from the PA announcer as they recognize those young men, give them their ring. Kennedy Warren, his second basket of the ball game. He's got 4. Scott's back in the lead, 25-24. 3:07 left to go here before half. McCrary with the basketball. This is Reed. Sykes. Back to McCrary. Diallo now on the right wing. Entry pass goes into Hugo. Diallo has to throw up a three. It's no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison. Scott's with the basketball and a chance to build on the 1-point lead. Kennedy Warren with it. Frank Toney. Malik Madison, alley-oop, hammers it! Malik with his first basket of the ball game. He's got 4. Scott's lead at 27-24. As Frank threw the perfect lob to Malik, and Malik hammered it home. Diallo with the basketball. This is Reed. Whistle, they're going to call a foul on Colin McCullough. That'll be Colin's second personal foul. It'll be the 4th team foul. 30-second timeout. Webster. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scott's Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium. Lyon College leads Webster 27-24. 2:05 left to go here before halftime. Webster will have the basketball in the front court. Scots have Kobe West, Frank Toney, Kennedy Warren, Malik Madison, Colin McCullough on the floor, their original starting 5. Webster's going to inbound the basketball in the front court. 20 on the shot clock. This is Sykes with the basketball. Gets it out to Hugo. Hugo's going to put it on the floor. He's going to spin. Shot on the way. Up and good. Justin Hugo now with 6 points in the basketball game. 27-26. Scots by 1. Colin McCullough. Frank Tony. Kennedy Warren. Back to Frank. 15 on the shot clock. Kobe West. He's going to take it strong to the basket. Whistle foul. He's going to go to the line for 2. As they're going to call that one, I believe, on Justin Hugo. They do. That is Hugo's second personal foul. It'll be the 4th team foul. And Kobe West will shoot 2 free throws. Trying to wipe up some moisture off the floor. Kobe West at the line to shoot 2 free throws. First free throw on the way is good. Kobe's 5th point of the basketball game. Carl Moore Jr. checks back in. He's going to replace Justin Hugo. 28-26, Scots by 2. Kobe can make the lead 3 again. Left-hander from Bradley. Free throw on the way and good. Kobe's got 6. 29-26, Scots by 3. A minute 30 left to go before halftime. Diallo with the basketball into the front court. This is Sykes. Left side, Hibbert. Back to Reed. Going to get the ball, and the ball's going to be knocked away and stolen by Frank Tony. Frank. Cut off. Now he's going to go back to the basket. Can't do anything with it. He'll dribble it out up top. Scots will set their offense with 1 minute left to play here in the first half. Again, we will take a minute break when we hit the zeros and then be back to recognize the Lyon College men's national championship golf team. Frank Tony, 3-pointer on the way off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound comes off to Hibbert. Reed into the front court. Layup up and good. Reed now with 5 points in the basketball game. 29-28. Scots by 1. 32 seconds left to go. About a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Entry pass, Kobe West. West is going to go strong to the basket as this shot blocked. Out of bounds. It'll be Scott's basketball with 22.1 on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock. Frank Tony triggers it in. Kobe West, left corner. Kobe. They'll get it to Tony. Back to Colin McCullough. 8 on the shot clock. Colin's going to take it, drive to the basket, running layup good. Colin McCullough into double figures now. He's got 11. 31-28. Diallo into the front court. He's going to pull up from the free throw line. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison, and that's the way the first half will end. Your score, Lyon 31, Webster 28. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scots Digital Network.
Alex Gleason. Robert Hopper. USCAA National All-Academic Member Tyler Gisette. USCA Second Team All-Americans Michael Wynn. And Ryan Kriz. USCAA First Team All-Americans Brooks Van Gilder. Manav Perfecto. And Blake Turner. USCAA All-Academic Member and USCAA Student Athlete of the Year, Wes Lang. And the USCAA Men's Golf Coach of the Year, Parker Rehorn. At this time, we would like for Dr. Faranga Wichatonga to come to the floor to receive the championship banner. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for back-to-back USCAA National Champion Lyon College men's golf team.
Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium. It's halftime. The Lyon College men lead the Webster University Gorlocks by a score of 31-28. Halftime stats for Webster, they were 12 of 34 from the floor for 35.3%, 2 of 10 from behind the three-point line for 20%, 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 50%. They had 20 rebounds in the first half, 8 of them on the offensive end, 12 defensive rebounds. They led by 2 points. That came at the 19:02 mark in the first quarter. That is actually not correct. But anyway, we'll get back to that here in just a minute. Dished out 5 assists, blocked 3 shots, had 4 steals, and turned the basketball over 7 times. For the Lyon College Scots, they were 12 of 29 from the floor for 41.4%, 2 of 11 from behind the three-point line for 18.2%, 5 of 7 from the free throw line for 71.4%, 16 rebounds in the first half for the Scots, 3 of them on the offensive end. The Scots led by as many as 8. That came when the score was 13-5 at the 14:47 mark in the first half. Scots dished out 5 assists. It shows they did not block a shot. I don't think that is correct because I know Malik blocked at least 2. 5 steals and 7 turnovers for the Scots in the first half. Individually for Webster, they were led in scoring in the first half by Hugo, Justin Hugo. He's got 6 points in the basketball game. Sebastian Reed has 5 points. 5 points for Alpha Diallo. Moore has 5 points. 3 points for Lester. Sykes has 2 points. McCrary has 2 points playing and not scoring. Davis and Hibbert. For the Scots, they were led in scoring in the first half by Colin McCullough. He's got 11 points in the basketball game. 6 points for Colby West. 6 points for Frank Toney. Frank is 2 of 3 from behind the three-point line. 4 points for Malik Madison. 4 points for Kennedy Warren. Playing and not scoring in the first half, Luke Bridges, John Paul Morgan, Trenton Bell, John Zell Bush, and Tucker Cunningham. After this evening's ball game, Scots will be back in action on Saturday when they host Westminster here at Becknell Gymnasium. That game will tip around 3 p.m. We'll have all of the action for you on the Scots Digital Network. Scots will go on the road for their next 4 games after Saturday. They will be at Principia on Thursday, February the 6th, at Fontbonne on Saturday, February the 8th, at Eureka Thursday, February the 13th, at Blackburn on Saturday, February the 15th, and then the Scots will round out their season here at Becknell Gymnasium as they will take on Spalding on Thursday, February the 20th in a game that will tip around 7 p.m. And then Greenville on Saturday, February the 22nd in a game that should tip around 3 p.m. That is Senior Day. We will have all of the action for you Saturday and at Spalding and Greenville as the Scots wrap up their season here at Becknell Gymnasium in those final 2 games. We're about 2 minutes or so away from the start of the second half action. We'll take a quick break and be back with second half action. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scots Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, just about ready to begin the second half of action where the Lyon College Scots lead Webster by a score of 31-28. Found out that the administrative technical that was issued at the first of the ball game was because they had marked the wrong starters in the book. And so that gave the Scots one free throw and a 1-point lead because they incorrectly marked the starters. Webster will have the basketball to start the ball game. They're going to send out their original starting five of Sykes, Sebastian Reed, Gabe McCrary, Josh Luster, and Justin Hugo will be on the floor. Scots are going to send out their original starting five: Frank Toney, Colin McCullough, Kobe West, Malik Madison, and Kennedy Warren. Webster will move right to left on your computer screen here in the second half. Three-pointer on the way by Reed, no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison. Scots now with the basketball and a chance to build on a three-point lead. Colin McCullough. This is Toney. There's the ball kicked, and it will be Scots basketball with a 20 seconds on the shot clock. Frank Toney will trigger it in here in front of the Scots bench, right next to Coach Rogers. He'll get it in to Kennedy Warren. Now he gets the basketball back. Scots set their offense. Colin McCullough, Frank Toney, Kennedy Warren on the left side, and cross court to Colin. Frank Toney's going to put it on the floor. His running shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to Justin Hugo. Into the front court with the basketball. McCrary has it. He'll hand it off to Luster. Entry pass goes into Hugo on the left block. He's going to turn around. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to Frank Toney. Frank pushes it into the front court quickly to the basket. Gets it to McCullough. Three-pointer on the way. Off the iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Malik Madison. Kobe West with the basketball. Tries to get it to Malik cutting. Malik gets it, and then the ball's going to be knocked away and stolen by Webster. Malik slow to get up on the other end. Long three-pointer on the way, up and good by Sykes. Jamard Sykes with his first three of the basketball game. That's his fifth point. And we're tied at 31 with 18:43 left to go in this basketball game. Entry pass to Colby West, now to Kylan McCullough. McCullough is going to drive his running shot in the lane, up and good. McCullough with his first 2 points of the half. He's got 13. Scots lead it 33-31, 18:25 left to go here in regulation. Hugo with the basketball is going to hand it off to Sebastian Reed. Tries to get it to Hugo on the give and go. His shot up no good, but he's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line for two. Believe they're going to call that on Kylan. They do. That's his third personal foul. So Kylan now with 3 personal fouls. It is the first team foul of the second half for the Scots, and at the line to shoot 2 will be Justin Hugo. First free throw for Hugo on the way is good. It's his first point of the half. He's got 7 in the basketball game. 33-32. He can tie the score here with his second free throw. It is on the way, and it is good. 8 points in the game for Hugo, 33-33. 18-10 left to go here in regulation. Into the front court with the basketball. Frank Toney hands it off. Kobe West gets it on the right block. Can't do anything with it. Now back out to McCullough. Across to Kennedy Warren. He's going to pull up. Shot on the way. Off the iron. No good. Rebound comes off to Sebastian Reed. Into the front court with the basketball. This is Gabe McCrary. He's going to cross over. He's going to take it. Running shot up and good. McCrary with his first points of the half. He's got 4. 35-33. 2 points lead for Webster. It's their largest of the basketball game. Frank Toney gets it to Kobe West. West loses the basketball. Hugo comes away with it. Reed, McCrary, Hugo going to have the ball knocked away, almost stolen. And whistle, they'll call a jump ball. It will be Scott's basketball on the alternating possession. John Paul Morgan will check in. He's going to replace Colby West. So it will be Frank Toney, Malik Madison, Kennedy Warren, John Paul Morgan, and Colin McCullough on the floor for the Scots. They trail at 35-33. Wiping up some sweat off the floor. Frank Toney now with the basketball into the front court. John Paul Morgan, right wing. Colin McCullough, right elbow. Gets it to a cutting Kennedy Warren. Layup up and good. Kennedy Warren, his first basket of the half. He's got 6. We're tied at 35. 17 minutes left to go here in regulation. Luster with the basketball. Right side, this is Sykes. Now this is Hugo on the right baseline. He'll dribble it out. Three-pointer on the way. Up and good by number 23, Josh Luster. It's his second 3 of the basketball game. It's the 4th for Webster. They lead it by 3, 38-35. John Paul Morgan, right wing. Kennedy Warren, left wing. Frank Toney, top of the key. Kennedy Warren. Entry pass goes into McCullough at the right or left block. Collins going to put it on the floor. He's going to drive. Shot up, no good. Malik follows with the layup. Malik Madison now with 6 points in the basketball game. 38-37. Scots trail by 1. 16:08 left to go here in the second half. McCrary with the basketball. Almost loses it. He's going to get it back. Gets it to Hugo. Loses the basketball. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Frank Toney. Nope. They're going to call it on... Who'd they call that on? 25, Kennedy Warren. That will be Kennedy's first personal foul. It will be the second team foul. Actually, they're going to call it on Frank Toney. So that'll be Frank's first personal foul. Still the second team foul. McCrary with the basketball. Going to drive to the basket. Malik Madison blocks his shot. John Paul Morgan comes away with it. Kennedy Warren in the left corner. Frank Toney thought about it. Alley-oop. Malik Madison hammers it home. Malik Madison now with 8 points as Frank found him. Scott's back in the lead, 39-38. What a great pass from Frank, and Malik knew just what to do with it. Sykes, left wing, guarded by Kennedy Warren. This is Moore with the basketball. Has his shot blocked by Malik Madison. They'll get it back, shot up, and good by Moore. Moore now with his first 2 points of the half. He's got 7. 1 point lead for Webster. Entry pass comes in. Malik catches it. Now back to Colin McCullough, who loses it. And turnover. It will be Webster basketball into the front court with it. This is Luster. Hugo, he's going to put a shot on the baseline up. No good. Rebound comes off to John Paul Morgan. He'll get it ahead to Kennedy Warren. Kennedy Warren now will back it out, let his teammates catch up. He'll hand the ball to Frank Toney. Scots will set their offense. Kennedy Warren on the right wing. Frank Toney. John Paul Morgan left wing. They'll get it in. Shot up and good by Colin McCullough. McCullough now with 4 in the half, 15 in the basketball game. Whistle timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. Scots lead at 41-40. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, 14:31 left to go in this basketball game. Scots lead at 41-40. Scots are going to send out John Paul Morgan, Kennedy Warren, Malik Madison, Frank Toney, Colin McCullough on the floor. Webster's going to inbound the basketball in the backcourt. It's been a pretty tight ball game all game. Into the front court now with the basketball. Lester has it. Guarded by Colin McCullough. Left side, this is Sykes. Guarded by Kennedy Warren. That's Hibbert with the basketball. He's going to hand it off to Hugo. Hugo's going to take it. His reverse layup's off the top of the backboard. No good. No call. And he's going to save it in, but Malik Madison steals it away. Frank Toney now into the front court with the basketball. Frank will back it out. This is John Paul Morgan, right wing. Colin McCullough, three-pointer off the iron. No good. Rebound comes off to Luster. Hugo, layup, good. He's got 10 points now in the basketball game. Webster back in the lead, 42-41, 13:40 left to go in regulation. Kennedy Warren on the left wing with the basketball. Frank Toney, right side, J.P. Morgan back to Toney. Frank puts it on the floor. Kennedy Warren's going to take it. It's going to drive to the basket. Layup, up and good. Kennedy Warren now with 8 points in the basketball game. Scott's back in the lead, 43-42, 13:20 left to go. Hibbert with the basketball, right side of the floor. This is Sykes. Luster on the left side. They'll get it to Hugo on the left block, guarded by Morgan. Luster, his shot partially blocked by Madison, but I think they're going to call a foul on Malik. Oh, wow. What a bad call. That'll be Malik's second personal foul. It'll be the third team foul. And at the line to shoot two will be Carl Moore Jr. Wiped up some perspiration on the floor. And now we're ready to shoot free throws. Again, Carl Moore Jr. He's got 7 points in the basketball game. Misses the free throw. Diallo checks back in. He's going to replace Hugo. Carl Moore Jr. can tie the ball game here with this free throw. It is on the way, and it is good. It's his 8th point of the basketball game. We're tied at 43, 12:55 left to go. Kennedy Warren. This is Frank Toney. Entry pass goes into Colin McCullough. Turn, shot up, good. Colin McCullough now with 17 points in the basketball game. Scott's back in the lead, 45-43, 12:43 left to go. Diallo with the basketball, guarded by Frank Toney. This is Luster. Entry pass goes into Moore. He walked with the basketball, no call, throws it up and in. Wow. He's got, and now into double figures with 10. 45-45. Kennedy Warren on the left side, Frank Toney. Entry pass, Madison hammers it home again on the alley-oop. He's now into double figures with 10. 47-45, 12-10. As the Scots get their third alley-oop to Malik Madison on the night. Entry pass goes into Moore. He has his shot blocked by Malik Madison. 13 on the shot clock. They'll inbound the basketball on the baseline. It'll be Hibbert to trigger it in. They'll get it into Sykes. Three-pointer, left side, no good. Rebound comes off to John Paul Morgan. Quickly ahead to Frank Toney into the front court. Frank, step back, three on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound, Malik, his follow, up and good. Malik Madison now with 8 points, 12 whistle timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scots Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, 11:46 left to go in this basketball game. Scots lead at 49-45. Webster will have the basketball. They'll inbound it in the backcourt. Scots have Frank Tony, John Paul Morgan, Kennedy Warren, Malik Madison, Colin McCullough on the floor. Scott shows some pressure in the backcourt. Now they'll back off as Diallo brings the basketball up into the front court. This is Moore with the basketball on the right block. He'll kick it out to Hibbert. Back to Moore. Moore goes to work. His shot in the lane up. No good. Rebound comes off to Kennedy Warren. Malik affected that shot for sure. Kennedy. Colin McCullough with the basketball on the right side. Back to Kennedy Warren. They'll swing it left corner. John Paul Morgan. He's going to pull up. Three-pointer on the way. Good! John Paul Morgan drains the three. That's his first three of the basketball game. Third of the ball game for the Scots. 52-45. 7-point Scott lead. Diallo with the basketball. They'll kick it. Hibbert, three-pointer, left wing on the way. No good. Rebound comes off to Kennedy Warren. He has the ball knocked away and stolen by Sykes. They'll get it back, and then Malik Madison knocks it away, but Diallo comes away with it. Hibbert with the basketball, guarded by Tony. Gets it to Sykes. He's going to pull up, three-pointer right side, in and good. Sykes now with his second three of the basketball game. It's the fifth for Webster, 52-48. Scots by 4. John Zell Bush is going to check in at the next break. Colin McCullough is going to pull his shot short. Rebound comes off to Webster. Quickly into the front court. Webster, there's a shot on the up, no good. Rebound comes off to Colin McCullough. Scots have a 3-on-2 break. Colin's going to take it. He's going to go all the way to the basket. Shot up, no good. Whistle, foul. He's going to go to the line for 2. As they're going to call that one on number 11. That is on Sykes. That'll be his second personal foul. It'll be the first team foul on Webster here in the second half. But Colin McCullough will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Colin with 17 points in the basketball game. First free throw on the way is good. Luke Bridges checks in, is going to replace Malik Madison. John Zell Bush comes in, is going to replace Kennedy Warren. Hugo back in, Reed back in for Webster. Colin's free throw on the way is good. He's got 19 points in the basketball game, 54-48. 6-point Scott lead, 10:05 left to go here in this basketball game. Diallo, now this is Sebastian Reed, lost the basketball but got it back. Diallo now on the right side. Hibbert. Diallo, 8 on the shot clock. Hugo loses it. They're going to call a foul on John Paul Morgan as Sykes missed the three. Probably should have been a flop. That was pretty weak. But that'll be the second foul on JP, 14 foul. And at the line to shoot 3 will be Jamard Sykes the second. That's exactly why the flop rule is put in place, but he got away with it. First free throw on the way is good. He's now got 9 points in the basketball game, 54-49. Second free throw on the way is good. That's his 10th point of the basketball game. 54-50, he can cut the lead to 3 right here. And he hit the third free throw. So 11 points now in the basketball game. 54-51, Scots by 3, 9:33 left to go. Frank Tony with the basketball. Scots will flip-flop the floor. Luke Bridges at the left elbow. He hands it off to Colin McCullough. Colin Now out to Frank Toney. 8 on the shot clock. Frank, step back, 3 on the way. Good! Frank drains another 3. It's his 3rd of the basketball game. 4th for the Scots. 57-51, 6-point Lyon College lead, 9:03 left to go. Frank with 9 points in the basketball game now. Diallo, 3-pointer, right wing on the way, and good. Alpha Diallo now his first 3 of the basketball game. It's the 6th for Webster. Colby West is going to check back in at the next break for the Scots. Scots lead at 57-54. Frank Toney, crossover dribble, he's going to take it. He's going to step back. He's going to say he slipped, and he traveled with the basketball, so it will be a turnover. Kobe West checks back in. So the Scots have Colby West, Kylan McCullough, Frank Toney, John Zell Bush, and Luke Bridges on the floor. 8:39 left to go in this basketball game. Scots lead 57-54. Webster with the basketball. Into the front court with the basketball is Diallo. Entry pass goes in. Running shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to Luke Bridges as Carl Moore missed the shot. Scots with the basketball and a chance to build on the 3-point lead. 8:15 left to go. Jonzel Bush, left side of the floor. Entry pass goes in. Ball out of bounds. It will be Webster basketball as the Scots threw it away. Diallo brings the basketball up into the front court. This is Reed. Hugo. And the ball knocked away, almost stolen. Hugo's going to get it back, and he's going to lose the basketball out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say it's off of the Scots? Wow. Tough break because that ball was off of Hugo's knee. They'll inbound the basketball on the baseline. They'll get it into Diallo. Diallo walked with the basketball. Scots forced the turnover. They actually called the double dribble, but double dribble walk, it really didn't matter. 7:45 left to go. Scots lead at 57-54. Jonzel Bush, Frank Toney, Luke Bridges, Colin McCullough left block. McCullough, he turns on the baseline, shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to Hugo. Diallo with the basketball into the front court. This is Hugo. Probably got away with the walk right there. Hugo's going to put it on the floor. He's cut off. Has a shot blocked by Colin McCullough. Diallo, great pass to Toney. Running layup up and good. Frank Toney now with 11 points. And what a beautiful pass by Colin McCullough. 59-54. Scots lead by 5. 6:47 left to go. Man, what a pass by Colin McCullough. There's a shot up, no good, whistle foul. They're going to call that one, I believe, on Colby West. They do. That'll be Colby's first personal foul. It will be the 5th team foul. At the line to shoot 2 will be Carl Moore Jr. I think they're going to make Colby West come back. May have some blood on his shirt. They'll give them 1 minute to get that cleaned up, get it treated. And Colby's going to come back out now that they've got it taken care of, so he'll be able to get back into the basketball game. Carl Moore Jr. had some blood on his elbow, I guess, and so now we're going to send him down to the trainers. So they'll have a minute. As we continue to wait for him to make his way back down here. And they've got his elbow wrapped, so he'll be at the line to shoot two. 6:41 left to go. Scots lead at 59-54. First free throw on the way, up and good. That's his 11th point of the basketball game. 6 here in the second half. Second free throw on the way is also good. He'll come out as he will be replaced by Gabe McCrary. 59-56, Scots by 3, 6:41 left to go. Frank Toney into the front court with the basketball, guarded by McCrary. This is John Zell Bush on the left side. He'll put it on the floor. He'll hand the ball off to McCullough. 10 on the shot clock for the Scots. Kylan looks to get a screen. Now he's going to go to the left side of the floor. Whistle. They're going to call a foul on number 11. That is on Jamard Sykes. That's his second personal foul. It is the third personal foul, second team foul. And Scots will inbound the basketball. 6:16 left to go. Scots lead at 59-56. Scots will inbound it in front of their bench. Frank Toney will trigger it in for the Scots. He'll get it into Kobe West at the right elbow. Now back to Toney. He's going to pull up. Three-pointer on the way. Good! Frank drains another three. That's the fifth of the game for the Scots. It's the fourth for Frank. He's got 14 points in the basketball game. 62-56. Scots lead it. Reed has a shot up and good. Sebastian Reed, his first 2 points of the half. He's got 7 in the basketball game. 62-58. 4-point Scott lead. 5:43 left to go. Frank Toney. He'll get the basketball to John Zell Bush. This is Bridges. Hands it off to Toney. Frank. He's going to cross over, go all the way to the basket. Running layup up, no good. Whistle. They're going to call a foul, and Frank's going to go to the line to shoot two. As they're going to call that one on Justin Hugo. That'll be his third personal foul. It will be the third team foul, and Frank's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Frank's hit 4 3-pointers in this basketball game. 2 of them here in the second half. 2 of them in the first half. He's also has a 2-point basket here in the second half, so he's got 14 points in the basketball game, a chance to get points 15 and 16 from the free throw line. First free throw on the way is good. Malik Madison's going to check back in for the Scots, replaces Luke Bridges. Back in for Webster, number 24. That's Carl Moore Jr. 63-58. He can put the Scots back up by 6 here. Free throw on the way is good. Whistle timeout on the floor. With that, we're going to take a break. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scots Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium, 5:25 left to go here in the ball game. Scots lead at 64-58. Into the front court with the basketball. Webster has it. Diallo now with the basketball. McCrary, Hugo, three-pointer on the way. He's going to bank it in. Hugo with his first three of the basketball game. It's the seventh of the game for Webster. 64-61, three-point Scott lead. 5 minutes exactly left to go. Frank Toney. Down to Jonzel Bush. He's going to take it strong to the basket, has his shot blocked. And Kobe West is going to steal the basketball. Frank Toney, three-pointer, left wing, it's short. Rebound comes off to Moore. Webster with the basketball and a chance to cut the lead to two, possibly tie it with a three here on this possession. Diallo, McCrary, he's going to take it, go strong to the basket. Layup up and good. McCrary now with 4 points in the half. He's got 6 in the basketball game, 64-63. Scots by 1, 4:15 left to go. Jonzel Bush, Kobe West on the left right wing. Frank Toney. He's going to move some players around. Kobe West, right wing. Kylan McCullough, 8 on the shot clock. Collins going to take it, drive to the basket, throws it up, no good. Rebound comes off to Webster. Into the front court with the basketball. McCrary, Diallo walked with the basketball, got away with it. There's a shot altered by Malik Madison. McCrary is going to come away with it. There's a shot on the way, up and good by Hugo. He's got 9 in the half, 15 in the basketball game. 65-64. Webster leads it. 3:25 left to go. Jonzel Bush, entry pass goes into McCullough. Back to Jonzel. Jonzel's going to take it. He's going to go strong to the basket. Layup up, no good. Rebound comes off, and the ball's going to be stolen by Frank Toney. Scott's with the basketball. Frank Toney, crossover. Now back out to McCullough. Three-pointer from the wing on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped up. Malik Madison follows. Shot up, no good. Whistle foul. He'll go to the line for 2. As they're going to call that one on number 1, Diallo. That'll be his first personal foul. It will be the 4th team foul. And Malik will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Malik's got 12 points in the basketball game. First free throw on the way and good. 13 now for Malik as Kennedy Warren's going to check back in. He's going to replace Jonzel Bush. (65-65). Malik can give the Scots the lead. Free throw on the way off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound off to Webster. McCrary with the basketball into the front court. Guarded by Frank Toney. This is Hugo with the basketball. Now this is Diallo. Back to McCrary. This is Sykes. McCrary is going to get it to Diallo. Diallo in the lane, shot up, good. Alpha Diallo now with 10 points in the basketball game. Webster back in the lead, 67-65, 2:30 left to go. Frank Toney, Kobe West. Colin McCullough now, 15 on the shot clock. Kobe West right wing. He's going to put it on the floor, drive to the basket. His layup was blocked. Rebound comes off to Sykes. Diallo with the basketball, hands it off to McCrary. McCrary, reverse layup, no good. Rebound comes off, ball knocked away to Frank Toney. Scott's with the basketball. They're going to push it into the front court. Frank's going to go all the way, has his shot. They're going to call a jump ball. Alternating possession goes to Webster. John Paul Morgan's going to check back in. Whistle timeout on the floor. It's a timeout for Webster. We'll take a break. 1:48 left to go. Scott's trail 67-65. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium. 1:48 left to go in the ball game. Scots trail 67-65. Webster will have the basketball in the backcourt. Scots have Frank Toney, Kennedy Warren, Colin McCullough, John Paul Morgan, Malik Madison on the floor. Scots show pressure in the backcourt. McCrary across the timeline. He'll get it to Diallo. Back to McCrary. Entry pass goes in. Give and go. Shot blocked by Madison. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be Scots basketball. Great defense by Malik Madison as he blocked a shot. Scots have the basketball. 1:24 left to go in the basketball game. They trail it 67-65. Frank Toney into the front court with the basketball. J.P. Morgan. Entry pass goes into McCullough. Back to Morgan. They'll get it to Kennedy Warren. Now back to Frank Toney. He's going to pull up three-pointer. Top of the key. Off no good. Rebound. Tipped up by Warren. No good whistle foul. He's going to go to the line for two. As they're going to call that one on Hugo. That'll be his fourth personal foul. It will be the fifth team foul. Kennedy Warren will have a chance for two free throws. First free throw for Kennedy on the way. Nothing but the bottom of the net. It's his fifth point of the half. He's got 9 in the basketball game. 67-66. Kennedy can tie it right here. Second free throw on the way. It's short. Rebound comes off to Hugo. 1:05 left to go. Scots trail by 1, 67-66. Whistle timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout. With that, we'll leave it right here as we have exactly 1 minute left to play. Scots trail 67-65. 5 team fouls on the Scots, 5 team fouls on Webster. So both teams have a foul to give before either team shoots. Possession arrow favors the Scots. 3 timeouts for the Scots, 1 timeout left for Webster. Coach Rodney Mays with his team trying to come up with a play here. Trying to figure out a way to get a stop. So 22 seconds on the shot clock. Scots are not in a hurry to have to foul here. Alpha Diallo will trigger the play in on the far sideline, excuse me. Scots have Frank Toney, John Paul Morgan, Kennedy Warren, Malik Madison, Colin McCullough on the floor. Lyon trails by 1. McCrary with the basketball. They get it down on the baseline. Hugo gets it to Diallo. Diallo. He's going to pull up. Shot on the way. Off no good. Gets his own rebound back. He falls with the basketball. J.P. Morgan comes away with it. Scots with the basketball. They'll get it ahead to McCullough. McCullough. Layup good. Colin McCullough puts the Scots back in the lead, 68-67. There is a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. McCrary with the basketball in the front court. Scots by 1, 68-67. McCrary threw the ball away. Turnover, Scots basketball. 15.1 seconds left to go. Whistle timeout on the floor. We'll leave it here. Scots with the basketball and the 1-point lead, 68-67. 15.1 seconds left to go in the basketball game. That is the final timeout of the basketball game for Webster. So the possession arrow favors the Scots. 5 team fouls on the Scots, 5 team fouls on Webster. We're going to look at Alpha Diallo. Looks like he's holding his right hip down here right in front of us, and so they're going to have the Lyon College trainer come over and look at him. But again, 15.1 seconds left to go in the ball game. Scots are going to have the basketball on the far sideline in the back court. Webster's going to have to foul. They cannot stop the clock. Scots are going to send out Kennedy Warren, John Paul Morgan, Frank Toney, Trenton Bell, and Kylan McCullough will be on the floor. John Paul Morgan will trigger it in. They're going to call a foul on McCrary. That'll be his first personal foul. It will be the 6th team foul. So we'll redo it again. No time. Actually, 14.9 off the clock. They said 0.2 of a second came off the clock. Actually, now they're going to. They gave him a 0.1 of a second back. So Frank gets the basketball. He's fouled by McCrary. That'll be his second personal foul. It's the 17th foul. And so we're gonna walk to the other end. Frank's gonna have a chance with a 1-and-1. 14 seconds exactly to go in this basketball game. Luster's gonna check back in. He's gonna replace Carl Moore Jr. Malik Madison's going to check in. Frank has 16 points in the basketball game. Frank's free throw on the way, nothing but the bottom of the net. 17 points for Frank, 69-67. He can give the Scots a 3-point lead right here. Again, Webster does not have a timeout. Frank's free throw on the way. It is good. Rodney Mays wants a timeout. And we'll leave it right here to talk through it. Again, 70-67. There's 14 seconds left to go in the ball game. Scots are in the bonus. 17 fouls on Webster. Scots have 2 fouls to give. They've only got 5. 2 timeouts left for the Scots. No timeouts left for Webster. Possession arrow favors Lyon College. Big thing right here, the Scots do not want to foul. Do not foul a 3-point shooter. Scots will be back in action here on Saturday as they will take on Westminster in a game that will tip around 3:15 depending upon how the women's game goes. We'll have all of the action for you on the Scots Digital Network. After Saturday's game, Scots will be on the road for 4 straight as they will go to, make sure I got my schedule correct here. They will go to Principia on Thursday, February the 6th, at Fontbonne on Thursday, February the 8th, or Saturday, February the 8th, at Eureka on Thursday, February the 13th, and at Blackburn on Saturday, February the 15th. Scots will be back in action at Becknell to round out the regular season on Thursday, February the 20th against Spalding, and Saturday, February the 22nd against Greenville. Frank Toney, John Paul Morgan, Kennedy Warren, Kylan McCullough, Malik Madison on the floor for the Scots. Webster inbounds the basketball in the backcourt. They trail by 3. Hibbert with the basketball quickly into the front court. Hibbert, whistle, they're going to call a foul on Frank Toney. That will be Frank's second personal foul. It will be the 6th team foul. 7.2 seconds left to go. And Rodney Mays wants another timeout. With that, we'll take a break in the action. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scott's Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium. 7.2 seconds left to go in this basketball game. Scots lead it 70-67. Webster will have the basketball in the front court. They do not have any timeouts left. Scots are in the bonus. Webster will be in the bonus with the next Lyon College foul. Possession arrow favors Lyon College. Scots with one timeout left. John Paul Morgan, Malik Madison, Frank Toney, Colin McCullough, Kennedy Warren in the ball game for the Scots. Sykes is going to trigger it in right here in front of our broadcast position. Sykes, they'll get it across court. Ball's going to be knocked. There's going to be a foul on John Paul Morgan. That will be JP's third personal foul. It will be the 7th team foul. But that's not really that bad of a thing because now at the line is for a 1-and-1 is Josh Luster. Luster, left-hander. First free throw on the way is good. It's his 4th point of the half. He's got 7 in the basketball game. Second free throw on the way. And he missed it. And Colin McCullough with the rebound. He's fouled. So who they call that foul on? They're going to call the foul on Luster. That'll be his first personal foul. It'll be the 8th team foul. Colin McCullough will walk down to the other end to shoot a 1-and-1. 5.1 seconds left to go. Scots lead it 70-68. Couple of big free throws for Colin. Free throw on the way, good. 22 points in the ball game for Colin. 71-68. He can nail it right here. Second free throw, it's short. Rebound's going to come off to Webster. Sykes, long three-pointer at the buzzer. It's no good. Scots win. Scots win. 71-68. We'll be back in 1 minute to wrap it up. You're watching Lyon College basketball on the Scott's Digital Network. Ronald Richardson back at Becknell Gymnasium where the Lyon College Scots have defeated the Webster University Gorlocks by a final score of 71-68. We're waiting on Coach Rodney Mays to make his way up here to our broadcast position, but we'll wrap it up by telling you that the Webster was 25 of 65 from the floor for 38.5%. Scots were 26 of 58 from the floor for 44.8%. Scots got out-rebounded 36-34, but again, all that matters was the final stats on the scoreboard, and the Scots win it 71-68. Joined now by Lyon College coach Rodney Mays. And Coach Mays, what a big win as the Scots win it 71-68.
Ronald, man, first of all, man, hats off to Webster, man. They're a tough basketball team, well coached, man, and you couldn't ask for anything better for a perfect game like that from both teams to go out there and give it toughness, man, to come to the last, minute execution.
That is a very good basketball team, and then again, they came into the conference tonight with a record of 9-1, and so that was a big win as you beat them head to head. This was a game, it was close. It never really got, I think y'all led, the biggest lead of the game was 8, I think. They led by, I think, 3, maybe 4 at the most. But even when they got ahead a couple of times, the guys just kept finding ways to make plays and come back and finally in the end win it 71-68.
It is, Ronald, and the biggest thing, man, is our defense intensity. I think in the second half definitely picked up. We found a way to be consistent and kind of play together. And I think once our guys really got comfortable and they started playing together a little bit more, getting one and done's, not getting a lot of offensive rebounds. I believe in the first half we gave up about 8 offensive rebounds. We finished with 12 total, so that's a hats off to our guys. They challenged themselves, and they got the job done in the paint.
They did, and again, you were led by Colin McCullough, 22 points in the basketball game, and again, it was kind of one of those nights he did not shoot the ball well. I mean, he didn't, especially from the outside, but he was getting to the rim. He shot the ball well in close, hit the free throws down when he needed to, and got a big rebound down here on the missed free throw, and so, what can you say about Colin?
Man, he's a player. We always believe in him. We know he can score the basketball, so our job as coaches was put him in positions where he can score the basketball, especially if you got a team playing zone. So we try to get him closer, get some paint drives, get some easy stuff at the rim, get him going a little bit, and once we did that, it opened it up for everybody else to try to make plays, and they really helped us.
So where he didn't shoot well from the outside, Frank did. Frank hit 4 3-pointers, 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half, finished with 18 points, hit some big free throws down the stretch. But the thing about Frank is Frank does such a good job of getting players to the right spots on the floor and then getting the basketball to those spots so Colin can make a play or Malik can make a play. And Frank had a phenomenal game, even on the defensive end.
Yeah, and the biggest thing about Frank, man, like being a leader on offense and getting us into those sets and stuff, what he does well is let me coach him and coach him hard. So for him to be able to let me do that and try to help him out on the floor and stuff, man, this is hats off to him.
And 2 really good plays, actually 3 good plays whenever he just sits and lobs the ball up to Malik and lets him hammer it home. And so Malik had a good game with 13 points. Kennedy gave you 9 points, and again, solid on the defensive end.
Yes.
Solid rebounding. I think, let's see, how many, looking totally, they only show him with 3 rebounds, but it seems like he's everywhere on the floor.
Yeah, the biggest thing is like if you're watching the game and you don't really follow it to a T, you wouldn't know. Like these guys, Webster, they paint drivers, man, and they crash the board so hard. And what he does won't stir up in the stat sheet, the blockouts, okay, getting the 50-50 tips, getting our bigs, getting the rebound and stuff, face guarding the other team's best player. He did that tonight. He did it really well.
Well, and I will tell you, Jonzel Bush did not score in the basketball game, but when he was on the floor, it was kind of the same thing.
Yep.
He was up in his player's face, denying the basketball, not letting them do what he wanted to do and everything. I thought Jonzel gave you some really, really good minutes, as did, again, J.P. Morgan. I mean, J.P. at 6'2" is not tall compared to some of the other guys and stuff, but he's always around the basketball, and he hit a huge 3 in that basketball game for you.
Well, Ron, I'm glad he shot it, man, because to be honest, I always tell JP, shoot the shot, man. You can shoot it. You got a nice-looking shot. He had the confidence. This is a game where players step up. He had the confidence to take that shot tonight, and they really paid off for us, Like I say, man, he's starting to find his way, getting more comfortable in the game. His minutes starting to increase a little bit. We know that he's a guy that we can rely on any single night.
So you get off the 2-game schneid, and you get a big win tonight against the co-leader in the conference, and so that's going to put you guys right up there. And then again, beating them head-to-head. You've got Westminster coming into town on Saturday. They're sitting at 1-9 in conference play, but don't let that fool you, folks, because they're going to come in and they're going to give us their best shot.
Oh, no doubt about it, Ronald, man. It's the end of the year, man, and everybody's going to give you the best shot 100% now. The thing is, can we be the same team we was tonight on Saturday? We got to challenge and compete at an elite level. You know, I think our guys will be prepared. They'll be ready to play it, you know, and then we'll see what Saturday leads to.
And then you got a 4-game road swing after that where you go to Principia, Fontbonne, Eureka, and then Blackburn before finishing it up here at Spalding and Greenville. But with the win tonight, with the record that you have in the conference and the remaining schedule, there's a lot to play for.
There's definitely a lot to play for, Ronald. I told my guys the other night, man, like, we got to practice like champions. We got to play like champions. You know, we got to finish the season strong. We take one game at a time, and we play our brand of basketball, and good things will happen.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And, Coach, congratulations. Big win. Tell everybody I said great job.
Thank you, Ronald.
Lyon College coach Rodney Mays. And, again, the Scots win this one 71-68. 22 points for Colin McCullough, 18 for Frank Toney, 13 for Malik Madison, 9 for Kennedy Warren, Colby West with 6, John Paul Morgan with 3. So the Scots improved to 11-7 on the season. More importantly, in conference play, they're now 8-3. And so a big win for them tonight. They'll be back in action here on Saturday as they will take on Westminster. That game will tip around 3:15 or so, depending on how quick the women's game gets finished. So we're glad that you're with us tonight. Come back Saturday. If you can't come out to Becknell Gymnasium, log in on the Scots Digital Network. Good night, everybody, and we'll